It's time again for another quarter. This is quarter 3, week 1, top 13 countdown in year 2. And we're going to cut right to it. Now for the 17th straight week on the top 13, DJ SAS is down here at 13th place. Had a decent week, but there were so many people that cranked out some of that DPS builds and PTS. It kind of dwarfed what he did, and tied here with SAS was Lust for Power, but with the tie breaks of the higher quantity, it gets him up here, even though it's tied. And like I say, they're both 13th, so I could have put them in any order, so not really doing that. Now the third person was tied with him. He had some build videos, and that put him in 12th place. So let's give some big appreciation to DJ SAS, Lust for Power, and here King Macho. King Macho was covering the builds, he was covering the PTS, and that's what got him up here. These guys all had 16 points this week. Great job. And I want to thank each and every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed to all three of these guys, you really should. Now, here at 11th place, just 3 points ahead of them at 19 points is Stalker 84 SOT, and he is cranking up his game. His intro is really improved. He's putting some effort into really even being one of the newer guys on the block, so he really needs your support, needs those subscriptions. He's one of those guys that seem to be around for the long haul, one of the new guys. Running Butcher is kind of in the middle there. He's been around for a while, got some subs, could use some more, so please, again, doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe to each and every one of these guys. And Running Butcher ended up here just 1 point ahead of Stalker at 20 points. So great job, Running Butcher. And he did a lot of PTS coverage himself. Right above them is 1 point more is Epic Slayers. Now the PTS, to kind of remember, if any of you haven't watched the new scoring changes, the PTS, even if it's a build or gear, those aren't 4 or 5 points, those are 3, but there was a lot of people that covered multiple coverage on that, and Epic Slayers was one of those. So again, he's always been Mr. News Guy, and the PTS was his big butter. And I've always told you, when something big happens, you get to see him coming back. Now, we didn't see, I will say, we don't see Wids up in the top 13. Kind of expected him to do some stuff, and he didn't. But Nothing But Skills did. He came back in high numbers, and he got a total of 22 points this week, along with the next place finish. And tie breaks puts him down here. He had a little less on the higher value. More of it was the PTS and a lot of the news videos. So Nothing But Skills is back on the charts. I expect after a week or two he'll be back to playing some other game, and we won't see him back on the charts again. But maybe he'll stick around this time. Anytime Gaming had 22 points, and Anytime Gaming has solidly been up in the top 13 and has flirted with being in the top 13 all year long. And in fact, he ended up way up here on the countdown at the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed to these guys, you really should. Please, it doesn't cost you a thing to help each and every one of these hardworking content creators and supporting them. And here's one that's been consistently up here. He's finished top 113 back here a few weeks ago. He was top 13 back in week 18. and this is Man of War. Now, Man of War, he did a great job on his score this week. Man of War's was 2 streams, 3 videos, 2 on the seasons, and 1 build video. Gets him a total of those 23 points, just 1 above Anytime Gaming and Nothing But Skills, and that landed him at 6th spot. Now, 5th spot coming up here with 24 points. He's been having some issues in the DZ with a guy that's jumped on a different things, but he is still helping out his community. He's a little bit on tilt dealing with Frog the God, and Frog the God didn't make the countdown this week. There's a lot going on there, and hopefully they can either just let that go or whatever, because you know the Vibes has really been helping his community. Now, since he's went PC and less PlayStation, he's rebuilding a lot of things, and you know, we see him a few videos a week, not as much as we do, but he does have a new program, a weekly program called Tales from the Dark Zone, and that gives him enough points to kind of put him over some of the other ones. GC Rock, again, this is kind of like the first quarter all over again. GC Rock was 5th overall in that first quarter. Fell off a little bit in the second quarter, but here he is again at 4th place, and he cranked out an amazing 28 points this week. Great job for GC Rock. Now, if you don't know, his clan has its own page, and a bunch of the guys in the clan work together, and they kind of stream, mostly stream. Every once in a while they'll do a video or 2, but most of it is just streams, and it's called The Second Wave. And they just missed not getting in the countdown this week. They had like 12 or 10 points, and I think the cutoff was the top 13. You had to have at least 16 points to make the countdown. Some of those missing the countdown was I Got Your 6 Games and Jacob R24 have 14 points, and they just barely missed the countdown. Here at 3rd, and that seems to be his spot. He was 3rd the first quarter. He was 4th the second quarter. He is 4th overall for the first half of the year. He is solidly up here a lot. And Patrick Wolf did the PTS. He's worked on his builds. And the new scoring system is going to benefit somebody that does a lot of those builds a little bit more. And Patrick's proved that he's up here. Now, one guy we've heard a lot of in this week, and the other video that I'm making for week 2 is Gamey Daddy. And you know, that first quarter, it was him and Kazakami Van Doom once Wids quit making videos about week 6. And Gamey Daddy hit 32 points this week. Just great job. Great job. Thank you, Gamey Daddy, for being back in the game. I know there's sometimes you feel like giving up on this game, but keep at it. You know, we need you. The devs need you. This is a real good game. You know it. I know it. Yeah, is there some bugs in the game? Yeah, there is. Could the devs do a better job? Yeah, they could. Could they support it a little bit more? Yeah, they do. But what other game does what this game does? There isn't one. That's why they all come back. And for a record-setting 7th time this year, Kamikaze Von Doom is back on top of the charts. Now, let me, before I shoot off my mouth too much, let me make sure. That is 6 times. Sorry about that. 6 times he did not. 5 times he made the number 1 spot the first quarter. 0 times he finished 2nd a few times, but he had 39 points. Now, Kami had a little bit of insight, and he had to keep that under wraps until everybody had that chance, till the PTS came out, and then he hit it hot and heavy. he hit with so many videos on the PTS and the build, and those all fall under the news category. And so that he ended up doing 14 videos on what was going on with the game, with the summit, the different parts of the thing. And thank you very much. Thank you for everybody that covered the PTS. Not all of us have a good enough computer to get up there and do the PTS. I wish I could have. I wanted to. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Even though I wish we could all be involved, it hasn't happened. So you guys are our eyes and ears ahead of time. And remember, as the summit and TU11 comes into play on Tuesday, all that stuff will fall into its regular category, not the news, because it will no longer be PTS. Because the reason why it fell in the news, to tell you real simply, is because it isn't yet fact. It's kind of like in sand, even though it's more like sandstone maybe. And we expect a lot of it to be the way you guys seen it. Now, you guys fixed getting up at the top level, and NPCs were shooting you through walls and stuff like that. I watched some streams, and yeah, they had to fix that real quick. That's no way to die when you're in good cover and they can shoot you through a wall. That's not good. So thank you, each and every one of you, week 1, for all the work you did and put in, so we, the players, can have a better understanding. So maybe the devs have a little bit, can tweak that game before it came out on the 22nd. So when everything hits, come here in 72 hours, that game's a lot better thanks to you guys' efforts. So thank you, Kamikaze, Gamey Daddy, Patrick Wolf, GC Rock. You know the vibes, Man of War, Anytime Gaming, Nothing But Skills, Epic Slayers, Running Butcher, Stalker 84, SOT, King Macho, Lust for Power, and DJ SAS. Thank you for the hard work you guys are putting in. Keep it up. And the rest of you that missed the countdown, I missed the countdown by 3 points at 12 points. And again, just missing the countdown was Jacob R24 and I Got Your 6 games. And then there was probably 20 or 30 people between the 10 points and the 13 points where I was. So there was a lot of people that was just a video or two off from maybe making the countdown and knocking some of these guys off. But there's really nobody super new on here. Nobody new to the countdown made it this week. These are the unusual or the usual suspects. And I expect to see some of these guys here every week. I think if the content's good with the summit, we'll keep seeing Gamey Daddy not want to jump over to another game. Patrick Wolf has always been there. Kami is usually there when he's not on vacation or something like that. And then you got the solid people like Anything Gaming, myself, and DJ SAS. Running Busher's been up there a lot. Man of War, that they're almost up here every week knocking on the door. GC Rock, hopefully this brings him back on a consistent basis. And Vibes, it all depends what he's doing. He did a lot with the PTS, and thank you, the Vibes. And I hope everything works out with the beef that you guys have with fellow content creators. That helps nobody when you guys are just because you can shoot one another in the DZ doesn't mean you need to be nasty with each other. And there's a lot of that negativity going on. So I hope you guys iron it out. We're all content creators. We all play this game that we seem to love and can't let it go. Some of you it's a love-hate relationship, and others it's a real passion. So this is Bear Essentials. I am Bear Byers. Thank you for tuning in for week 1, quarter 3, year 2 for Top 13 Content Creators Showcase.
Armor up!